Welcome to the AI Hub, a podcast for AI-driven side hustles designed for IT professionals like you.
From cutting-edge AI tools to practical, no-nonsense tips, each episode brings you closer to turning tech into income.
Tune in to discover smart and sustainable ways to boost your career and income with AI.
Welcome back to AI Hub. I'm Larry.
And I'm Amanda.
And we're diving into AI as always.
Ready for another deep dive.
And this deep dive is going to take us to Memphis, Tennessee.
Yeah. A very interesting turn in the race for AI supremacy.
When we think about AI, we think about, sleek labs and lines of code.
Right. All very futuristic.
But what about the real-world impact of these massive projects? What if I told you that one of the most powerful AI systems in development was being fueled by something a little less glamorous?
Less glamorous.
Like 15 gas-guzzling turbines.
Kind of surprising, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is xAI, Elon Musk's AI startup, and their ambitious project, Colossus.
Colossus, yep.
A supercomputer designed to push the boundaries of AI capabilities. But to power this beast, they're relying on these older gas turbines.
Okay.
And that's where things get interesting.
All right, so we've got these powerful turbines, but what's the catch?
Well, these turbines...
These sound kind of old school for cutting-edge AI.
They are old, actually.
Oh, okay.
About 20 years old. And they emit hazardous air pollutants.
Oh, wow.
Including formaldehyde.
Formaldehyde?
At levels exceeding EPA limits.
So exceeding EPA limits, that's a pretty big deal.
It is.
How is this even happening? Are they getting away with it?
Well, that's where the lack of transparency comes in.
Okay.
Apparently, these turbines have been running since the summer of 2024.
Oh, wow.
Without any public notice or oversight.
Really?
Yeah, the Southern Environmental Law Center has been pretty critical of xAI's approach.
Right.
They're saying it's a lack of transparency with the community and local leaders.
Yeah, it makes you wonder about, the balance between innovation and responsibility.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's one thing to push the boundaries of technology.
Right.
But to potentially put public health at risk, especially when you consider over 22,000 people live within a 5-mile radius of this facility.
That's a lot of people potentially affected by these emissions.
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
And it begs the question, what are the health risks associated with these pollutants?
Right.
Specifically, the formaldehyde.
And we're not just talking about a minor inconvenience here.
Right.
I mean, formaldehyde is a known carcinogen.
Exactly.
And exposure to it can lead to a whole range of health problems.
A whole range, from respiratory issues to an increased risk of certain cancers.
So this isn't just some abstract environmental concern.
Yeah.
It's a very real threat to the health and well-being of a community.
Right.
And what's even more concerning is that these turbines have been operating without proper permits. So does that mean xAI is just ignoring the rules?
Well, the Shelby County Health Department hasn't actually approved the permits for these turbines yet, and there's no set timeline for when they might make a decision.
So there's a lot of uncertainty surrounding this project.
Yeah, definitely.
On one hand, you have the potential for groundbreaking advancements in AI. On the other hand, you have these very serious environmental and health concerns.
Exactly.
This seems like a very tricky situation to navigate.
It is tricky.
Yeah.
It highlights the need for a broader conversation about the price of progress when it comes to AI development.
Okay.
Are we willing to accept environmental trade-offs in the pursuit of technological advancement?
Yeah.
And if so, where do we draw the line?
That's a tough question.
It is.
No easy answers.
No easy answers, but...
They're questions we need to be asking.
Absolutely. We need to be asking them.
Yeah, and it's not just about xAI.
Right.
This case raises some important questions about the broader impact of AI development as a whole.
Totally.
As we delve deeper into this uncharted territory, we need to be mindful of the potential consequences, both positive and negative.
Exactly. It's about finding that balance, that sweet spot where innovation and responsibility intersect.
It's interesting to consider the parallels between this situation and the broader debates that are happening around AI development as a whole.
Yeah, I see that.
We're seeing this incredible explosion of innovation.
Right.
But there's also this growing concern about the potential risks and unintended consequences.
That's like we're standing at a crossroads.
It does feel like a crossroads, yeah.
On one hand, we have this incredible potential to solve some of humanity's biggest challenges with AI.
Yeah, like climate change, disease.
Exactly. But on the other hand, there's this fear that we might be unleashing something we can't control.
Right.
It's a classic double-edged sword scenario.
Yeah, and it's forcing us to confront some really fundamental questions about what it means to be human in an age of intelligent machines.
Big questions.
Yeah.
Really big questions.
It almost feels like a science fiction movie come to life.
I was just thinking that.
Except in the movies, it's usually, some rogue AI that turns against humanity.
Takes over the world.
Yeah. But here it's more nuanced.
Right.
It's not about some evil super intelligence. It's about the very real trade-offs and unintended consequences of our own actions.
It's our own actions, right?
Makes you think about the choices we're making as a society.
Yeah, definitely.
Are we prioritizing short-term gains over long-term sustainability?
Right. And this case with xAI's Colossus supercomputer serves as a potent reminder that those costs can be tangible and immediate.
Yeah.
We're talking about the health of a community, the environment, and the well-being of individuals.
And it begs the question, who gets to decide what level of risk is acceptable?
That's a crucial question.
Is it solely the tech companies?
Right.
The innovators, with big ideas and deep pockets?
Yeah.
Or should the public have a voice in this process?
They should.
Yeah.
We need to ensure that the development and deployment of AI technologies are subject to democratic oversight and public accountability. We can't just leave it to the tech elite to decide what's best for the rest of us.
It's like we need a new social contract for the age of AI.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
A social contract for AI.
Yeah.
It's about establishing clear guidelines and principles that ensure AI is used ethically, responsibly, and for the benefit of all humankind.
Not just for the benefit of a select few.
Exactly.
Or, for maximizing corporate profits.
Right. It's about ensuring that the incredible power of AI is harnessed for good.
Right.
For solving the world's most pressing problem. For creating a more just and equitable society.
And that's why cases like this one are so important to discuss.
They are really important.
They force us to grapple with these complex issues, to have those uncomfortable conversations, and to ultimately make more informed choices about the future we want to create.
We have to make those choices.
Yeah, it's like shining a spotlight.
It is.
On the potential pitfalls of unchecked technological advancement.
A wake-up call.
Yeah, a wake-up call.
Reminding us that progress without purpose can be just as dangerous as stagnation.
We need to be mindful
Yes.
of the unintended consequences, the trade-offs, the potential for harm.
But we also need to remain hopeful,
Okay.
to believe that we can harness this incredible power for good.
It's a delicate balancing act.
It is, but one that's absolutely essential
Yeah.
if we want to navigate this new era of artificial intelligence successfully.
And it's a journey we're all on together.
It is.
It's not just about, the technologists,
Right.
the policymakers, the ethicists. It's about all of us as citizens, as humans coming together to shape the future of AI.
Exactly.
In a way that benefits humanity as a whole.
You've given us a lot to think about today, Amanda.
It has been a truly fascinating exploration
It has.
of a complex issue.
For sure.
And for our listeners, if you're as captivated by these topics as we are, be sure to subscribe to AI Hub for more in-depth dives into the ever-evolving world of artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing how AI can spark these kinds of conversations.
Oh, no, right?
And make us think about the bigger picture. That's what AI Hub is all about.
Absolutely.
We're exploring not just the technology itself,
Right.
but its ripple effects on our world.
Exactly. And we're not just observers.
Right.
We're active participants in shaping the future of AI.
Yeah. And that means engaging in these discussions,
Yes, definitely.
asking the tough questions, demanding transparency and accountability
For sure.
from those at the forefront of this technology.
It's a reminder that AI isn't some distant concept.
Right.
It's here. It's now.
It's impacting real lives
It is.
in very real ways.
Like we saw with the Colossus project.
Yeah, sometimes those impacts can be, unexpected
Right.
and raise some serious concerns.
Yeah, the situation really highlights the duality of AI.
Okay.
It has this potential to solve some of humanity's biggest challenges.
Right, like climate change, disease.
Exactly.
But it also presents these risks that we need to acknowledge
We do.
and address proactively.
You can't just blindly embrace technological progress
Right.
without considering the consequences.
It makes you wonder if we're rushing headlong into the future
Yeah.
without fully understanding the implications.
But then again, innovation has always come with some level of risk.
Right.
It's how we manage those risks that matters.
And that's where the idea of a social contract for AI comes in.
Exactly.
Establishing these clear guidelines, ethical frameworks, regulatory mechanisms
Right.
to ensure that AI development aligns with our values
Yes.
and benefits society as a whole.
It's like we need a roadmap
A roadmap, yeah.
for this uncharted territory.
Okay.
A set of principles that can guide us as we venture further into the age of intelligent machines.
We need to be asking ourselves,
Yeah.
what role do we want AI to play in our lives? What are our limits?
Big questions. How do we ensure fairness, transparency, accountability
Right.
in the development and deployment of these powerful technologies?
These conversations are essential.
They are.
We need to be thinking critically, challenging assumptions,
Absolutely.
and actively shaping the future of AI.
Rather than passively accepting whatever comes our way.
Right, and ultimately, it's about recognizing that AI is a tool.
It is a tool.
Like any tool, it can be used for good or for ill.
Exactly.
The
Yeah.
choices we make today will determine the kind of future we create with AI.
Well said.
This has been a really thought-provoking deep dive
It has.
into this complex world of AI
Sure.
and its real-world implications.
It's a reminder that the conversation is just beginning.
Yeah, and we all have a role to play
We do.
in shaping the future of this transformative technology.
I couldn't agree more.
It's been a pleasure exploring this with you
Likewise.
and to all our listeners out there. If you found this deep dive insightful, be sure to subscribe to AI Hub for more explorations of the ever-evolving landscape of artificial intelligence.
And we'll be back soon with another fascinating topic.
Until then, keep exploring.
Keep questioning.
Keep learning. This is AI Hub signing off.
Welcome to the AI Hub, a podcast for AI-driven side hustles designed for IT professionals like you.
From cutting-edge AI tools to practical, no-nonsense tips, each episode brings you closer to turning tech into income.
Tune in to discover smart and sustainable ways to boost your career and income with AI.